Good evening, John. KG6USS, KM6SRR, number 432, over. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Rob. About me off the chair here.
Yeah, that's a pathetic whistle, I know. Hey, Aaron texted me. He's out to a birthday dinner with Brittany, so he also has his internet out at his house, so we're not going to stream tonight.
Frank's working on the stream. I think it's working now.
Double,
go ahead.
W6BBS.
Is it working?
Yeah, give me a second here. Okay, now I should be normal. Yeah, the stream is up and running.
Okay, very good. Did you hear that, Rob?
Yeah, thank you, Frank. Sounds good. I gave a shout out to John down there, but apparently he's got his vertical up and he's not hearing us, over.
He'll turn around this way in a little bit. We're still a little bit early. He usually doesn't come this way right at 7:30.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I got to go turn the beacon off. It's killing me.
Roger.
KK6ZKE.
Hi, Terry. KK6ZKE. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Nothing major going on, just yard and stuff.
Oh, yard stuff. I don't know anything about that. Tell me about it.
Your yard's a heck of a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah, it's so big I can't see the yard for the I can't see the yard for the grass, over.
Thank God for Roundup.
I can't see the forest for the trees or the lawn for the landscaping or something. Yeah, well, we didn't work in the yard much. I worked around the property. I spent most of the time repairing tractors. I went through 2 belts and a spindle on my lawn tractor, that one that's the heavy-duty one for nasty stuff. But finally I did get it running at the end of the day today, and I got about 2 good hours of mowing in some very nasty areas that I wanted to open up and keep from getting completely overwhelmed. Anyway, that's so I made a little headway, but I'd spent a lot of time working on the tractor, the lawn tractor. I broke a spindle yesterday, and to replace that and get that all going today. That wasn't a big job. It's a big job, but you got to know what you're doing, and I remembered and I planned it out well, so I didn't have any issues. I was able to do it all by myself without anybody's assistance or eyes, so that was good. Anyway, pretty nice day today. It warmed up almost a little too warm when I was out there with the tractor on the concrete. I can just imagine doing it when it's 30 degrees warmer than that. That wouldn't be fun. So I was out in the bright sun, but it wasn't bad. Anyway, good to hear you. KK6ZKE, K6MYC in the Bozo Net.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 928.
982, you mean?
I mean 982. How's my audio, Mike? This is a new microphone.
Well, your audio's okay, but you have rectocranial inversion. Or what is that? Not rectocranial inversion. You have number reversals. 982. Gotcha. Just pulling your leg, Daryl.
I know. No, honestly, I need an audio report.
I gave it to you. I heard you. And I heard you say the wrong thing, so I can't give you a good audio report until you give me the right number. No, I got it. No, you sound fine. It is a little different. It may be more realistic. I don't know. I've never talked to you specifically right to your face, so I don't have a knowledge of your voice not coming through a radio. But it certainly sounds natural.
Okay, well, I will settle for that. This is just a random cartridge I bought off of Amazon and put into this mic I had. And I'm so far pleased with the results. As long as it doesn't sound tinny, that's all I care.
Well, it doesn't sound tinny.
Okay, good enough then. Thank you, sir, for the report.
What radio are you using?
991A.
Okay, yeah, you got a little bit of tailoring in there, but not much. If I said anything, you could drop the lows by one click or two clicks and raise the highs, but it's actually quite brilliant. It's good. It's just the lows have a little bit more accentuation over.
Okay, well, all right. Well, it depends on what kind of a speaker you're listening through, how that sounds. I listen through a stereo speaker.
Well, I listen through my ears, so I hear differently than most people. Oh, boy, I'm giving you a bad time tonight. Anyway, no, it sounds fine. You might get reports from other people. Frank should be back in a minute. He went up to turn the beacon off because it was crushing him. And he's running the show tonight. Aaron's got a birthday party that he's attending, and he also has no internet at the house. So he couldn't do the live stream if he was home. So Frank's doing it, and he got it running. Everything seemed to be fine. He had to reboot my computer, but we did that, and it came back to life. So we're in good shape. But there's no azimuth readout from this shack yet. We still are missing we need a small computer in this shack to tie into the rest of this chain here, and take the output of my rotator and feed it into the system. So the system is blind as far as knowing where I'm pointing out here in the barn. Over.
BBS.
There he is.
What is?
All right, well, okay, yeah, I'm back from turning the beacon off, and just FYI, Mike, check Aaron in via the stream control. He checked in via text. He's going to try to get home in time to get on the radio, but they got his street tore up, so there's no internet there. And also, what was the other thing? I have a computer. I just got to finish things up, but your little bitty computer sitting there on your desk in the main radio room in the house, I've got a small one like that I can actually mount to the wall out there. I'm replacing that computer for the Bozo streaming from the barn for the rotors. Over.
Yeah, seems like a terrible waste, but maybe we can use the computer for some other stuff here in the barn. Anyway, very good. Thanks for that, Frank. Everything's running good, and I had already logged in Aaron and Brittany. They're already on the list here. Let's see who else we've got. Terry was complaining about doing yard work, and but then he heard me say my yard was bigger than his, and he quit complaining real fast. Did you hear him?
I did indeed. I heard that as I was walking out. I left the door open. I could hear most of the conversations as I walked back and forth. And
you might as well give Daryl a report. Listen to Daryl's audio as long as you're in the shack now. Daryl, make a transmission for Frank. Over.
Hey, Frank. This is a microphone I just built, and I just want to know, how it sounds.
Back off it a little bit and do it again.
Okay, well, here's about a foot away. I might have the mic gain up too high.
Yeah, maybe. It just sounds like it's a little hot. Turn the mic gain down just a little bit and try it.
We're hearing the fan in the background.
Well, see, that's no fan, so I think that's probably okay. Wait a minute here. Let's go on down. Okay, how's that sound now?
6 USS, Bozo 8.
Okay, that's a little better. You do have a fan in something there. There's something humming. You have a fan in a radio or something. I
Stand by down there in L.A. We'll be right with you, John. Stand by.
It's a little better to me. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, it's better. Go ahead one more time, Daryl, and then we got to jump on the boys down south there. They're looking for us here. KG6, Charlie Echo Fox in the group, K6MYC.
Okay, well, there shouldn't be anything humming, so I got an awful lot of cord here, though, between the microphone and the hand key and all that, so I'll have to look into that further. There shouldn't be anything humming.
It's just background noise, but we're hearing the room noise. So you must have something in the room that's just giving you presence. It's not bad. We don't hear it when you're not talking. We only hear it when you are not talking, let's put it that way. But all in all, it sounds fine. You could probably even drop the mic gain a tad more.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Back off your, because when you first turned your mic gain down, you were talking a little softer. In your last transmission, you tend to get excited and get right into the mic, which I like. I do the same thing. And so just back your mic gain down a little bit more there, Daryl, and you'll be just fine. Over.
Okay, well, that's what we did. All right, that's down around 44. That's as low as I've ever had it. But this is a whole new mic cartridge, so, you never know how hot or not hot they're going to be.
That sounds pretty decent.
Okay, and it's not tinny.
Yeah, I would agree. No, it's nice and deep. It's good quality armchair QSO audio.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. All right, thank you, gentlemen. I knew I could depend on your expertise, and we'll let you get going with the net.
Okay. Let's see, down south, how about it, John? KG6USS, you were looking for us. This is Mike, K6MYC, Bozo 47.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? K6MYC, KG6USS. You're coming in here wall to wall. I can't get out of the room. I ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah, you're good and loud, too. I was hearing you when you were vertical or pointed the other way, one or the other, but we've been hearing you since I walked in the shack here. We've got good propagation tonight. There may be some others that would like to try what you're a little early. We don't have very many check-ins yet. Anybody else copying John down there in the high desert? K6MYC, Bozo Net, Northern California.
Sure, Mike. How you doing, John? KG6 USS. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, number 432. Over.
All right, 432. Hi, Rob. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I think Frank, maybe he can give you a shout.
Yeah, KG6 USS, Whiskey 6, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra, Whiskey 6, Baker, Sugar, number 7272, over.
I think you might have doubled with him, Frank.
KG6 USS, Whiskey 6, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra, Whiskey 6, Baker, Sugar, number 72, over.
Yeah, Whiskey 6, Bravo, Sierra, Whiskey 6, Bravo, Sierra. And what's your call number?
7272, and correct the call. The call is Whiskey 6, Bravo, Sierra, Whiskey 6, Baker, Sugar, number 72, over.
Okay, got you that time. Whiskey 6, Bravo, Sierra. All right, 72, thanks for checking in. We got you on the log there.
Roger, thank you.
Anybody else for John in Southern California? K6MYC, over. Nobody's really checked in. We're really light yet this evening, probably because it's still light up here, John. The guys haven't gone in from the outside yet. And it's still pretty nice and warm out, too. It's a pretty nice evening here. 7-3, John, and we'll see you Wednesday, perhaps. KG6 USS, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
All right, Mike. Yeah, it is definitely nice. I'm not sitting out here with the heater going, and I'm still in short sleeves, so I'm enjoying it.
Very good.
All right, we'll catch you later. K6NYC, KG6USF, 7-3.
7-3, John. And we're looking for KC5DTU, K6MTS, WA6OYB, lots of others, K6MYC Bozo Net.
KJ6TYO 1009.
KJ6TYO, we're looking for you too, and we found you. Good evening, Ron.
Hey, good evening. What a nice day it was today.
Yes, it was, and I was just writing your number down here. Yeah, it was a nice day. It could have been a teeny bit warmer, but we had a little breeze. So I'll take what it was, and then we're going to get warmer as the week wears on here. So I better not ask for too much heat. I have to get acclimated first. Anyway, how was your weekend? And are you off to work tomorrow morning?
Yep, I just got the call to come in the morning, so early, and anyway, I thought, well, I'm out here now, so I might as well go ahead and check in and get comfortable and rest it up.
Okay, very good. I can hear the LA guys still talking underneath you there. That's why I was pausing. Make sure they weren't calling back up this way. Very good, Ron. Good to hear you. Nice to meet up with you the other day at the club meeting too. 3, if you want to get off to bed. Hi, early morning, no doubt on your side. QRZ Bozo Net. I'm beaming up and down the San Joaquin Valley, but I'll take anybody that's hearing my voice. K6MYC, Central California, north of Fresno, QRZ. Wow, we're light tonight. Holy cow.
They said they're complaining about it moving in on the vertical.
Well, maybe we should head over to Atascadero, but I suspect that he isn't going to be there either. He's not been checking in very often lately. So we can try that. I'm trying to give as much time as I can to the locals to get out of the kitchen, get out of the dining room, and get out here into the shack.
Maybe we should call for Rick there, KB6RQU.
Well, you can call, but you won't get him when other guys are on down there. Go ahead.
KB6RQU, oh, Bozo 61. How about it, Rick? Oh, KM6SR and K6MYC standing by.
Well, I'll make a little bit of noise here for a minute. I had two things to say. I can't remember one of them now. But anyways, I'll give you a DX report. I finally got the feed line and all that redone and hooked back up for 6 meters today. 6 meters. I got the 6M7 is now up, Mike. The 6M7's up since John stole half of the 6M6LN. And anyways, I worked Norfolk Island today, New Zealand, Venezuela, and Chile. Venezuela and Chile, both for new countries on 6 meters. First new countries in a couple of years on 6, over.
Yeah, I heard that the band did open up. We had a sun flare, and 2 days after the sun flare, here comes the band. So we're getting into a good F2 season. Fine on working the new countries. Wonderful. Venezuela's, I don't suspect there's too many of them on the air these days. But all FT8, of course. Did you hear any audio?
Oh, no, I never even listened for audio, strictly FT8, and it was very marginal. According to the PSK reporter, you get east of the Rockies, it was kind of blowing up everywhere, but out here in California, it was just really sparse. The signals out of South America were pretty weak, but I got it done, in the same thing for the South Pacific. Not real strong, but made a couple of contacts, and that's what's good. So we know the antenna's working and all's well there, over.
Yeah, Norfolk Island, that's VK9.
Roger.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good haul. It probably wasn't even open to VK, but probably marginal. Those guys are good that they're on and active down there. There's a couple of very active operators on Norfolk.
November Kilo.
Yeah, roger that. That was VK9DX, Nick. I've worked him in the past. It wasn't a new country, but it was the first time to work it on FT8, so I thought I would do it just because he was sitting there calling CQ and all lonely, and I thought I'd be nice and give him a point. But like I say, marginal, but it was open and we were working, so those of you who are into 6 meters, start looking for things to start happening again for a little bit.
Was that a 6M7 MYC? Yeah, they had.
Yeah, Roger. Your original 6M7 MYC is my EME array. If you remember right here, about a month or two ago, I brought one of them home with the intention of upgrading, and because that 6M6 was kind of high in the band. It was tuned high in the band. But anyways, yeah, so that's what it is, Mike, over.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I'm down here in Zealand. I'm over to this side Zealand.
Right. Excuse me. Come on, voice. Let's see. Anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley before we go toward Atascadero? Okay, 6MYC Bozo Net.
I forgot to report. I worked Chile on 10 meters today.
And is that you, Daryl?
Yes.
Chile on 10 meters. Yeah, well, that's a good one. You should be able to do that from your QTH. You should be able to work over the pole and from Chile over around up into Japan. You'll get that opening occasionally.
Well, I haven't just sat here and played with it long enough to. Yeah, I need to do that more. Yeah, this was just a fluke, and this guy, he was in for quite a while. There was quite a run of skip today.
Yeah, that's good. That was on FT8, huh?
No, I was just straight radio.
Oh, straight video. Oh, on 10 meters. Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's been blowing up to like JA. I sat here and I must have had 30 JAs in China and Indonesia, all those stations all calling me while I was trying to work rare pieces of DX. So yeah, it's wide open. It's open to Europe and stuff in the mornings right now, and in the evenings it's 10 meters has been really hot the last week or so, Daryl.
Okay, well that's good to know. I just, like I said, I sat down and built this mic today, and I haven't really messed around with the radio. So here we go.
Yeah, very good. No, you'll work a lot of good stuff. I've been hearing all kinds of stuff on 10 too. I haven't been working much, but the band's been the most active of all the bands I've looked at. All right, QR's had one more time before we go to Atascadero. K6MYC, Bozo 61. Are you there? KB6RQU, Rick. KC5DTU. OIB. MTS.
I did. K6MI should be in here. He was in there a while ago. He was also calling that VK9 right after I did. So I wasn't the only one locally that was noticing this.
Who was it?
John, K6MI, Mike Italy.
Oh, okay, well, John will probably pop back in here sooner or later. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to Atascadero here. That's good. That should be pointed toward Mr. Atascadero down there. W6QUI. I wonder if you're around tonight, Ron. W6 Queen Uniform Italy. K6MYC in the Bozo group. Over.
K6 VBG 971.
Oh, there's somebody off the back of the beam. Good evening, Dave. Are you feeling better?
Nah, not really. I'm not sick. I'm just hard to breathe, that's all.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I know you were sick there for a few days, weren't you?
Yeah, and it's just, my breathing is it's terrible.
Well, thanks for checking in here and walking all the way out to the shack. It's pretty warmer out there tonight, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice day today. Absolutely nice day today. It's where my oxygen's at is out here. I got my oxygen plumbed into my little ham shack.
Oh, very good. Well, we're trying to raise up some more check-ins. We're running very, very light this evening, but maybe it'll pick up before the end of the evening here. Let's see. W6QUI, KN6EIV, KB6WRW, anybody down there toward the coast, Atascadero to San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles, we'll take anybody. K6MYC Bozo Net.
KE6VON 1040.
Well, you're in the direction anyway. Good evening, Adam, and good to hear you. You've got a little hum on there, but nothing terrible. KE6VON, how are you doing?
Yeah, it seems like when the weather's wet, rainy, or when it's coming out of winter, it seems like I get that hum going on this thing. So, yeah, maybe this year I'll actually get the radio moved into the other room and get everything reconnected. So, I'm doing all right. Yeah, on the new schedule, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so you won't hear me on Wednesdays and Thursdays for a while. And, yeah, this week, though, I'm on vacation, so you'll hear me this week. But anyways, other than that, just trying to get stuff cleaned up and organized and enjoying the weather.
Yeah, well, it's going to be warm for this week, so if you're on vacation, it's your perfect timing for nice 80-degree days coming up here shortly. Very good. Good to hear you. Everything's fine over here. I have not fired up the splitter since our two big rains, but I've had it covered. It was only one day way back in the days when the first day when we first had rain, the first weather that came after the back in February, and I blew the tarp off, and I got a little wet, but I'm pretty sure it was okay. I never fired it up after that. But even so, the thing is pretty well protected. So I don't think there'll be any issues, but I'm going to fire it up here one of these days. I haven't done any log splitting. I've been doing a lot of log burning to try and get my pile down. I don't need any more wood. Anyway, good to hear you. KE6VON, we'll look for you tomorrow night on 6 meters, perhaps. And then Wednesday night on 2, K6MYC.
Yeah, I'll have to try 6 meters. That's one I've never checked in on because I'm usually working Mondays. But, yeah, I got a ton of splitting I got to do here in the next couple weeks. I got probably going to try to get about 4 or 5 cords done. That's how much my stacks work out to be. So, what was the frequency for 6 meters?
50.140.
Of course, my pen decides to not work here. 50 point, what was it?
140. 50.140. 25 kilohertz, 15 kilohertz above the calling frequency.
Got it. 50.140.
Yeah, you'll start to hear people on there from about 10 after 8 in the evening. I don't usually get there till a little bit after that, but I do 220 first, and then I move over from 220 to 6 meters. But lately we've had a minimal amount of check-ins on 220, so sometimes I get there as early as 8 o'clock even. KE6VON for your final, K6MYC.
Sounds good. I'll try to remember to come up and give it a try. We'll see how it goes. I'll be running off the disc cone. We'll see how that works. All right. I'll try to catch you tomorrow. KE6VON.
I'm sure we'll hear you. By the way, 6 meters was open today. If you'd had an antenna and were paying attention, Frank worked VK9 in Norfolk Island. He worked New Zealand. He worked Venezuela. One other one in the South America area, and a couple of others. So band was open. It wasn't bodacious, but it was open. So we're starting to get a little F2 here at this time of the year, which is you don't get that very often. It should get a little better over the next month or so, and then we move into the east season, and you'll work all over the states on 6, and outside of that a little bit as well. KE6VON, K6MYC. See you later.
Cool deal. Yeah, I need to get 6 up and running. Good antenna, so I'll catch you later. KE6VON.
Okay, Atascadero, we're still pointed that way, KW6QUI, K6MYC. We're just not going to wake them up. So I'm going to go to Santa Cruz. Okay, over there towards Santa Cruz. Cruz or Watsonville, KW6S, or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Either one of you guys alive and well. K6MYC Bozo Net, 2 meters.
K6MYC, KW6S 610.
There he is, ripping a good signal in here. Very nice. Sounds good. We missed you the tail end of last week, but maybe you had other things going. I think we missed you Wednesday and Thursday, Tom, but you're in here tonight, so you must have recovered, come back from the birthday party or the dinner out or something. Take one, and then we'll take a standby and see if Lee is there. He wasn't there either, so I missed both of you. KW6S, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good. Tuesday, I had my middle daughter and my oldest granddaughter show up for a visit, and they stayed the week, and we had a good time, and I enjoyed having them here. My daughter lives in Carmichael, and she comes down once in a while, not real often, but the granddaughter from Colorado, we don't see her very often, so it was really extra nice to have her come and stay most of the week. So that's why I wasn't around, and but I'm back tonight. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, very good, Tom. Well, you did what you should do, and that's pay attention to those family members, particularly the ones that don't get there very often. We've got a lot of them here. My family's scattered all over California and the West Coast now, Seattle and Idaho and all over the place here. So we have the same problem. AF6 United, how about you, Lee? Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, K6MYC.
K6MYC, Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. I am here tonight, 10-9-8, the Countdown Bozo.
Very good. We hear you counting down there. How was your weather over there today?
Oh, actually, everything was absolutely gorgeous. I'm finishing the plank that's going to go down as my tabletop here, and everything. I had it out in the sun a little bit to bake off some of the hydrocarbons, and everything seems to be settling down quite nicely, so I think I'm going to get that in place tomorrow, and just enjoying the day, doing stuff around the yard, and, you know, all of those kinds of things. You have a much bigger yard than I do.
Yes, and I'm loving every minute of it. But I did a lot of mowing today, or quite a bit of mowing anyway, after doing a lot of tractor repair on the lawn tractor. Last couple of days I broke a belt and I broke a spindle, and we finally got all that fixed, and then I repaired a blade that was damaged. So I managed to get 2 good blades on there, and it just whirred along, and I didn't have any issues. So it was good. Anyway, good to hear you. And find on your plank, you must have had, when you say you're burning off some hydrocarbons, it must have been washed with or gasoline or some other thinner material to get the grease off or the paint off or something. Over.
Oh, no. Actually, what I did was I used Danish oil, and the Danish oil has a varnish in it, and the varnish has the volatile hydrocarbons in there that have to just kind of eventually boil away, basically. And so that's kind of what I did to try and hasten the process a little bit without completely undoing everything that all of the oils and all of the good stuff are supposed to do. So that's what I did, as well as doing a lot of work around the yard. And boy, you know, I will tell you, after you say that about your riding mower, one of the things that I hate is having to fix the tools. When I go out there to try and do a project and I pick up a tool or I take out a tool to do something with and it doesn't work, that is the most frustrating thing. So I feel your pain. K6MYC from AF6 United.
Well, I agree with you. It is frustrating, but with as many tools as I have here, the chances of that happening are about 100%. Seems like I spend about as much time fixing it and repairing it or upgrading it as I do, but I'm not doing very good at that. I'm very slow these days because I'm sort of blind, and I have to kind of do it by feel and by rote and by memory, and get a little help from Judy here occasionally. She helped me find a belt that I couldn't spot in the barn the other day. But as far as the putting it all back together stuff, she went back in and hid out on me. She's laughing. Anyway, good to hear you. Let me back to Tom. Thanks for your comments, and we'll look for you hopefully tomorrow on 6 meters, Lee. You take it, you shoot it back to Tom. AF6 United, K6MYC.
Well, I will just add one final comment. I was on another net, probably a year ago or something like that, listening to a guy talk about how he had been an automobile mechanic most of his life, and towards the end of the conversation, excuse me, it turns out the guy was blind. And, I mean, blind. And he's talking about working on the vehicles and stuff like that, and he goes, when somebody else came back and said, well, what's up with that? He came back and said, well, you know, most of the time when you're working on equipment and whatnot, most of the things you do are by touch and feel, so you don't really have the benefit of eyesight. So I just picked it up and went off with it, and, you know, he made a career of it. So, I do understand the limitations. I am having vision problems myself, but I will leave it at that and just say this guy was a professional mechanic, and he was totally blind. So, K6MYC, AF6 United, over to KW6S. Go ahead, Tom.
Very good, AF6U, KW6S. Been beautiful days here, and I'm working on getting some stuff done in the on the bench. I decided to buy. I don't buy much anymore. I decided to build some little 432 Moxons for my antenna test and see how that works. And I'm going to use a dipole and a Moxon, and then I'm going to switch the two locations to see how much difference it seems to make. So that's about all that's been going on here. I'm going to have to pull off that project and get on to some other stuff I want to have done in time for the VHF contest in June. So other than that, I'll be here tomorrow night. KW6S, K6MYC.
Okay, anybody over here want to say hello to the guys on Watsonville and Santa Cruz, K6MYC?
Golf, Yankee W.
Sure. How you doing, Tom? KW6S, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Good evening there, Rod. Things are going good over here. I hope they're going good over there. It sounds like maybe you're hitting a little spell of good weather. And I think we have some for a while here, too. And otherwise, I'll probably see you in May for the flea market, unless you're down at Visalia.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you're going to go to Visalia. We're going to go down there. I think I've got a Vintage Days thing for the Fresno Club to do on Saturday, but we're going to go down Friday there, over.
Oh, very very good. Yeah, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And actually, I think I get there Thursday night. I keep hoping that somehow we'll get an unofficial mob started for Bozo Group.
Yep. Well, there's a few guys that go down there. I forgot to ask Mike. I don't think he's going to show this year. Is that right, Mike?
Well, you have to ask Robert. I think they decided not to go, but they may have changed their mind now. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll be there if we're going. Over.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, very good. Well, look forward to getting to sit down and visit again. I sure enjoyed the flea market last time when I got to talk with various people that I just barely remembered in some cases and never met in others. So looking forward to that. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Okay, Tom. Yeah, first met you eyeball over there at Isaiah, so that was good. All right, we'll give it back to Mike, KM6SRR.
Okay, anybody else for the boys over there? I guess not. Okay, 7-3, Tom. 73, Lee. Lee, regarding your friend who was the automobile mechanic that was blind, GGY just checked in. He's legally blind like me. He just checked in as you said that. That was kind of freaky. WB6GGY, we have you, Phil. We'll be right there. Hopefully you're getting over your cold there, or your flu or whatever it was. Anyway, I wanted to comment on that. I had a friend, haven't heard of him in a long time now, but he used to work at Jennings in San Jose. Jennings made vacuum variables. They were the big manufacturer of vacuum variable capacitors and all kinds of other stuff. But Jennings, and he was a high-end technician at Jennings, testing and working on all this high vacuum capacitor stuff. And he was totally blind. I went in and met him one day, and I had talked to him many times on the air, but it was really interesting to watch him work around the shop. He had everything right where he knew where it was and all that. But he was totally blind also, and had made a career of his skills. So it's wonderful to see people do that when they won't be put down by anything, and by God, they're going to be a success regardless of their handicap. So that's always real inspiring to me. Thank you for that, Lee.
Mike, I didn't mean to leave Lee out, but I don't hear him for some reason, KM6SRR.
That's funny, because he and Tom are almost the same strength for me. That's really strange. Anyway, all right, into the Bay Area it is. Yeah, but I'm going to talk to Phil, yes. Phil?
FRR, AF6 United. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but go ahead if you can.
And a very good evening, sir.
We had a double. Did you call somebody, Frank?
Negative. I wasn't paying attention. That's somebody else. Station coming in?
I think that was we got two QSOs going here. I don't think Rob heard you. Rob's running smoke, by the way. That's why you're probably hearing him, and he's not hearing you, Lee. He's got the big PQL lamp on at 1500, same one I have here, 1500 or more, go in your direction. So that's why he's breathing fire at you, Lee. Anyway, that's probably why there's a disparity there. Let me just finish with Phil here. Phil, go ahead. WB6GGY, K6MYC in the group, over.
Roger there, Mike, WB6GGY. Copied some of the transmissions this morning going on from South Africa, but all in all, we had to get going, so missed out saying howdy. WB6GGY, back to you and Judy there. The WB6GGY will be on the side.
Okay, you must be, you didn't comment on your sickness. Bill said you were really sick the other night, so you must have recovered very quickly. You sound fine.
much better, much better. Yeah, it's like 3 days worth, and we're doing much better now. Go ahead.
Oh boy, you really recovered quickly compared to other people. Maybe you had a different bug, but boy, most people are down for 6 to 10 days with that thing. Okay, well, good, and I'll see you perhaps tomorrow morning. I should be back on a normal schedule tomorrow. I screwed up on 20 meters today. I was listing up on 14.303 instead of 14.203. I misread the number. You know, us blind guys make those mistakes. That's what I did. And I finally said, you know, I don't think there should not be a Coast Guard net on this frequency. That's not normally down here where we're talking in the extra class band. And then I looked closer and I thought, 303. Well, no wonder I'm not hearing the guys in South Africa. So I missed them, but I did catch up with Billy at the end there. So there you go. Good enough, Phil. We'll see you tomorrow in the morning. And if we missed you there, we'll see you on 6 meters in the evening. WB6GGY, Twain Hart, Bozo 884, K6MYC.
Okay there, Mike. We'll talk to you later. We'll be listening on the side, WB6GGY. You and Judy have a fantastic evening, and we'll be listening out. WB6GGY clear.
Okay, Judy gives you a big thumbs up. All right, let's see, Bay Area. I didn't get very far into the Bay Area. Do we have anybody that's hearing me where I'm pointed here?
KB6BA 900.
Yeah, very good signal, Oliver. KB6BA. Good to hear you. And boy, the weather was nice. I bet you got a hike to in this weekend, or at least one, didn't you?
Yes, I hiked one of my usual places in Fremont this afternoon, and then I spent an exhausting hour moving all my old antenna and tower parts out of my grass in my yard to my porch because I got to have a grass cut. I had moved them in preparation for house repairs and waited too long for the grass to overgrow and cover all the aluminum and stuff, much of which is just spare parts for metal scrap, but got it done. So just resting up. K6MYC, KB6BA.
Yeah, okay. I was kind of pooped when I came in the house, too, because I spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours fixing a broken tractor. Lawn tractor had broken the spindle, and I had to put a new belt on. And I repaired one of the blades because it was bent. And I got all that fixed, and I went out and mowed for 2 hours on some very, very ugly, rough terrain. I almost tipped the tractor over not over, but it was starting to lift on one edge. Luckily, the big blades underneath keep the thing from going anywhere. It doesn't go over, but it gets up on the cutting blades and the holder for them. But boy, the hills were slippery and very steep in some areas, and it's cut through grass because I can't remember where the little rocks are that stick up. So luckily I didn't hit anything, but I was very cautious. Anyway, that's what I did. But I was tired when I came in the house. I was riding that tractor and trying to stay on the seat on those slopes and all that. And then a couple of times I got high-ended or high-sided or high-middled. I had to pick the tractor up on one end and move it off to the side and get it off the rock I was stuck on. So I was pooped. KB6BA for your final, K6MYC.
Yeah, that makes me tired just imagining what was like. So I'll probably go for another hike and tomorrow and the next day. I'd like to think that we have some warm weather coming, but the Bay Area has plenty of cool weather left. So and take it as it comes. So 7-3s, KB6BA.
Okay. Good. Well, enjoy your time in the hills or wherever before it gets too hot. We're going to be in the 80s tomorrow over the early part of this week. So we're looking forward to that in the low 80s. That'll be the first time in a long time, and I can't hardly wait. I'm a hot weather guy. Okay, who else do we have in the Bay Area? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
I heard PQL in there, Mike.
Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net, over.
177.
Hello, W6PQL.
Quebec Romeo, Gary Vallejo.
Oh, I hear you now, Gary. Had to come way up Good evening, and I've got you, Jim. Hang on just a second. KE6QR, Vallejo, 177, gotcha. And sounding pretty good this evening. I got a little bit of static on the frequency from my solar panel friend over here, solar inverter friend, my neighbor. When I'm looking toward you guys, I look right through him. It's hilltop to hilltop, and I got a little bit of his buzz going on here. But you're getting through it. Good to hear you. Hopefully you had a good weekend. KE6QR for yours, K6MYC, over.
It's my good talking to you. You're a very strong 5 and 7. We've been playing around a lot with HF Mobile, parked over here by the Tucson mothball fleet. About 50 watts, a little HF screwdriver, and I've been working all kinds of European countries on 10 meters. It's just been a blast there. Sitting outside with a little lounge chair and enjoying the outdoors and playing DX off the pond there. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Great signal, and have a good net tonight, KE6QR.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you're having fun on 10 meters. Quite a few people enjoyed 10 meters this weekend with very modest antenna systems, much as yours was. But very good. Thanks for checking in here, Gary. Always good to hear you. And let's see, Jim, I may have gone past you a little bit to pick up a little bit on Gary there. W6PQL, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
Well, you're in the ballpark anyway. No problem. I'm copying you fine about S8. As long as I'm coming above your noise over there. Just a quick howdy and an exit for me. 73's Mike, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay. Well, I know you didn't play any golf over the weekend, but I'm sure you've got something planned this week, huh?
Yeah, I'm open for later in the week.
Yeah, very good. How's the wife doing?
Well, we'll know more. She's got a couple of more tests to go through the beginning of the week, and then we'll know more toward the end of the week.
Okay. And another friend that, actually one of our customers that came out from the East Coast, it was two guys that came out, and one guy was only able to stay one day. He got an urgent call from his wife or his doctor back there on the East Coast, and his wife was in the hospital with missing heartbeats, irregular heartbeats, and I don't know about anything else. She may have had the same issues that your lady had there. But it seems like it's going around or something, Jim. Anyway, he was only able to stay one day. Jumped on the plane next morning and headed home to take care of his wife there. Hopefully she's okay. Anyway, just to kind of tie it together, it seems like it's happening more and more. I've had a couple of other friends that where their wives are in the 50 to 80, 50 to 70 bracket and having problems like that. Okay, let's see, who else may we have in the Bay Area? I'm missing a whole bunch of people. We haven't heard Ed, WA6AXX for a long time, WB6JNN, K6KLY, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Who have we got?
K06 HQR John and San Jose. Bozo Net is 1192, 1192.
Okay, very good. I think that's, is that John? Let's see, that's K6, no, K06. Boy, I haven't got that call down pat yet. HQR, I believe. K06 Hotel Queen Radio, is that right?
That is correct. It's Oscar 6 Hotel Quebec Romeo. Over.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, well, you're doing pretty well over here. Thank you for checking in. There's a whole bunch of people missing, so I'm pleased to have your check-in here. And good evening to you. I think you're out there near the San Jose airport somewhere, aren't you?
Excuse me. Yes, that is correct. I'm over by the San Jose airport. Over.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. You've got a little funny QSB on you. Say it again.
Yes, I am over by the San Jose airport. Over.
very good. Well, if for some reason you got some funny fading on you, and every other word is up and down, up and down. Anyway, good to hear you, John. Thanks very much for checking in here, and appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get some more check-ins here. WB6WNI, Gary, are you around? KB6KLY, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Anybody? WB6JNN.
WB6I is who?
Well, we'll take you, Dennis, even though we're not pointed toward you. But I'll be up that way in just a minute. Just finishing up San Jose, but I've only had 3 check-ins in the whole Bay Area here. WB6ISO, do you have a list for us? Over.
Yeah, just got 2 primarily this evening there, Mike. Got 160 and 336. That's not the only check-ins I had this evening. Others have been pretty quiet. Over.
Yeah, very quiet here also. Very quiet here. But we'll be in your direction in a minute. Maybe we can stir up some more there. Okay, let's see. Bay Area. How about let's see, K6 Whiskey India Sugar Backscatter. Are you out there, Paul? Not hearing Paul this evening. I don't know where I'm pointed. Well, I should be getting the Bay Area here pretty hard. 287, 286, 285. I know we're not going to have KD6 SOK because he's got S9 noise. So one more call for the Bay Area. Bay Area, please. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. I'm missing you. We KG6 Q. Oh, for gosh sake, I forgot Jimmy's call sign up there. QHR or QHS or something. Oh, mental blank. Anyway, apparently he isn't there. He hasn't checked in for about a month, which is strange. Maybe he's on a vacation or something. Last call, Bay Area, K6MYC. We'll come back later for checks, late checks and missed.
Aaron's in there.
K6USY.
Oh, hi, Aaron. K6USY, you got home from the party, huh?
Well, yeah, and back to the dark ages. No cell service and no fiber to the house, and it's been that way all day. And there's a big, giant group of AT&T guys with trucks that are hard at work trying to get the problem solved.
Boy, they should be. They should not have damaged your cable when they do that road work. Somebody made a boo-boo, didn't they?
Well, yeah, we couldn't figure out what it was. They had a couple different manholes open, and there's no obvious signs. I don't know if some critters got in there. Or they had some water intrusion, but yeah, it was very strange. But yeah, they had half a dozen trucks out there pulling new cable, and they got a bunch of trucks out there. Right, we drove by it on the way home, and they're out there splicing everything. So, but thanks, Frank, for picking up the stream, and we're gonna sit here and send people smoke signals. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Okay, well, you're doing good, no problem. And Frank found the problem, I guess, was just my computer might have got a glitch somewhere. He just rebooted the computer and everything came up okay, but there was nothing on the keyboard. The mouse was sitting there free, not being moved or anything. So we don't know what caused the computer to be screwed up. But it's working now, so that's the main thing. And we do have you checked in, by the way. Thanks for checking in. And one last question. Have you heard anything from John tonight? I have not heard anything from K6MI. Over.
I have not heard John, but of course I just got home and turned on the radio. So if he was here earlier, I was not listening. K6USY.
Well, I was here at about 25 after, and he was not here. And I think there was a few people listening before I got here. I haven't heard Mike tonight, WA6 AAJ. He hasn't been in. There's quite a few people missing here in the San Jose, in the San Joaquin Valley. Very, very light participation everywhere, for that matter. Okay, let me see. I'll go one last call, Bay Area, K6MYC. Anybody? That's fine. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO up there in Oakley. K6MYC, are you there?
Oh, yes. K6MYC from N6RO. Bozo 835. Hi, Judy and Charlie Mike 97. Dinner was leftover fish, 3 different varieties. But the mahi-mahi was 4 or 5 days old in the refrigerator and got a little chewy. Temperature range 47 to 75. Activity this weekend, I've had fun chasing the International Space Station, ISS. I've worked a whole bunch of states and Canada on several passes today, just using my Yagis. I'm going to try some of my small antennas sitting in the barn to improve the overhead stuff. I do very well when it's just above the horizon. I've worked as far as New Jersey. So that was my first contact, and I haven't gotten that far since. Anyway, that's enough. See you on 2 bands tomorrow, N6RO.
Well, we hope so. Very good. Fine on the ISS. I keep forgetting to even think about that thing. For some reason, it's just not in my mind. I just don't even think of it. I've lost track of the frequencies, too, to do it. I never did ever figure out how to get the split from 432 to 2 meters. But we'll get back to that one of these days. Anyway, fine on everything. Got it on your weather. We had about the same here. And probably in the 70s. I don't know whether it got to 75 or not, but it was nice. Should be warmer over the next couple of days here. It was some kind of a contest on, I don't know what it was, maybe another one of those QSO party things on Friday night, but Saturday was pretty quiet. The band was horrible, though, from a static crash standpoint. There was the storms, all those storms across the Midwest again, and the tornado watches and all that. Man, when those tornado watches come in, it's just static city. My S meter sits at S7, bobbling to S9, occasionally to S9 plus 10 with nobody on the frequency. And so it makes, but I did work 5 or 6 Africans on both nights, but with great difficulty. The second night it was even worse. Of course, no problem was that a 6 ECY, we exchanged 9 plus 30s. So the band was wide open, but you had to have an antenna to get over the static. Good evening to you, Ken, and we'll see you tomorrow night. N6 Radio Oscar. Anybody else in this direction copying me? K6MYC Bozo Net 2 meters.
1179.
Okay, 1179 KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. I think that's John. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, you sounded good tonight, Mike. I was out there grilling some chili lime, cilantro, garlic, jalapeno, tequila chicken while I was listening to the net.
Okay, well, don't get any on your fingers and then rub your eyes or something over.
Yeah, for sure. Now, it came out good. Came out good. It's like one of my things that I can do right.
Very good. Good to hear you. Yeah, well, it's about the time where we start thinking about barbecuing more and more outside. Maybe really good this week. Maybe on Wednesday we got the grandson coming over, and I bet you we eat outside on Wednesday night for the first time since last fall. So looking forward to some warmer weather in the 80s here. 86 Whiskey Victor Lima, Modesto, K6MYC. Good evening, John.
Hey, good evening, Mike. Thanks for the check-in. KD6WVL73.
Yeah, and very nice signal tonight. Very solid, very stable. No waveries or anything. So wonderful to hear you. K6MYC now going towards Sacramento.
Mike, just a quick one tomorrow.
What's that, John? I mean, Ken?
The 9700 handles the satellite stuff very well, since it's got 3 independent receivers and transmitters. So I figured it out real easy, and I can tell you the frequencies when you're ready to play with it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I won't get to it probably before tomorrow. But, yeah, I know the 9700 can do it, and I'm set up pretty well to catch them. In fact, I could point at them if I point at them with the EME array and I know where they are, I can overload anybody, and I can work. I'll crush everybody else. Let's put it that way. I'll have capture city, but the biggest problem is tracking them because they move pretty fast across the sky. But anyway, fine on everything. And I know the 9700 can do it. I just haven't pushed it, and it's hard for me to learn it until I have somebody show me how to do it and set it up in the memory. Thanks, Ken. And 6RO, okay, 6MYC.
Yeah, I had to have help from WD6T, who was out here this weekend. He showed me a few tricks on the 9700 and the 7610. And I don't have any elevation control, so I'm going to try the LPD for the downlink on 432 and hook it up pointing straight up, but I'm also going to be able to swivel it manually. Every 90 minutes I can go out and adjust it for what the predicted track is. Anyway, enough of that. We'll check in tomorrow in 6RO.
Yeah, that's where the egg beaters really work good for those passes. I used to use, I had two egg beaters, one for 432 and one for 2 meters, and I put them, the spacing is about 10 to 12 inches. I put them in a white plastic bucket, and I put them on top of an old garage door I had used for the roof of my my woodshed. So it was a metal roof that was about 8 feet square. And boy, did that work. I was working even the high Earth orbit satellites. I was working with that thing. It worked so good. But it has a ball pattern, pretty much a ball pattern overhead. A little sag in the middle, but when they're straight overhead, they're so strong you don't notice it. So it's good at the horizon, and then it's really, really good over the whole pass. So to really get serious, a pair of egg beaters is the way to go there. Over.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I'm still new, so it's a new adventure. 10 minutes every 90 minutes of new stuff.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm going to Sacramento. Okay, 6MYC. Here we go.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell Ken I heard him on the ISS when I was mobile yesterday. I scanned the downlink on my car, and I heard N6RO.
Ken, are you still there? Stick around.
The car, K6USY.
Okay. Ken, if you're still there, Rob was, not Rob, but Aaron, the guy that runs the stream here, was riding around in his car yesterday listening to the ISS, and he heard you. Over.
Oh, okay. I bumped my knob and missed the first part of that, Mike.
Yeah. Did you hear Aaron, you say? I didn't quite get what you said when I mentioned it. Ken, say it again if you would.
I'm not really sure. I'm confused.
Well, I'm confused. Your audio is doing that weird fact again. It's very, very difficult for me to copy. It sounds like it's broken up, but I'm not sure it's the radio or just the propagation. But you said something after my comment about Aaron hearing you on the satellite yesterday. Over.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm there a couple times or more a day, so... Yeah, the band is very warbly tonight. I'm hearing it on you also. So that's the way it goes. N6RO.
Yeah, okay. Well, when I get pointed right at you, it sort of goes away. So it's a function of weakness and all that. I came back on you, and it came right out clean again. Okay, thanks much. And Aaron, he appreciates the report. Aaron, over.
BBS.
Go ahead, Frank.
Well, you can finish there.
Go ahead, Frank.
And thanks, Mike. And I just heard 61 in there down in Lake Isabella, K6USY.
Okay, well, see if we can get him. Rob, can you spin down that way quickly?
Roger, going right now.
Okay, Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. N6RO W6BBS. Your audio is very clean here. I have no problem with the signal, so it's just propagation between you and Mikey, not a problem with the radio. Over.
Yeah, Frank, I agree. In fact, when he turned his antenna back at me, the
horribly disappeared. Yeah, that's the way the band goes. See ya.
Good night, W6BBS. Back to net.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to the stream, Ken?
Very rarely. I'd rather do it by radio.
I know you would, but it would be a good idea to do that because you would hear what you sound like here, and then you could compare and see if you're hearing the same thing on me. We're both running the same radio. That's very possible. We sound the same to each other. But all the other audios are clear. That's just yours, the only one that does that. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we learn as we go.
It would. You could even go back on the archives. You could do the stream anytime. You don't have to do it right now, but you could listen to yourself tonight by going to the YouTube and then listening to the recorded version here.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it sometime.
Yeah, I know. It's like me and the satellite. See ya.
Yeah.
KB6RQU, Rick. You back on tonight? KM6SR, 2-meter Bozo Net.
I've been trying there, over.
Yeah, Aaron heard you, so I turned on down there. Good to have you on there. Anything of importance? Go ahead.
No report, sir. Thanks for tuning this in and giving me a call. 7320.
Okay, Rick. Thanks for being in there. We really need somebody down there to be getting on, so when you do, it's great. Thank you. KM6SR, back to net.
Yeah, tell Rick I hear him here, but he's not quite Q5. It's so distorted with multipath. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, Rick, Mike says he hears you there, but kind of weak, distorted with multipath. So he's still pointed up to Sacramento. Over. Okay, Rick. Thank you. Mike, he says 73s. Back to net.
Roger. Here we are up towards Sacramento and Roseville. KO6 KD, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC and the Bozo Group, KO6 KD number 776. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Sorry I missed you this morning. I got up late. We did get over on 20 meters, and I even almost missed those guys because I spent about 10 minutes, couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear anybody. I was listening up on 14303, over.
Well, that's that would make a bit of a difference. Yeah, it was a disappointing weekend for activity. I talked to Bob on 40 until a little bit after 9 o'clock, and then he left and went up to 20. And then I heard him. I could barely hear him, but I could hear the guys in South Africa quite well. Actually, it was just it was Billy. Rolf was not there. Anyway, so as soon as I figured out I could hear him, then I went ahead and switched off and did something else. Did not hear from Phil. Started to get quite concerned about Phil. And then again this morning there were some guys that were on the frequency, and they didn't leave until sometime well after 8:30. So I figured, well, nobody's going to be around here for that, so I went ahead and switched off and left. So anyway, it's usually that's kind of the way it works out for the weekend. But looking forward to maybe seeing how everybody is tomorrow if it works out that way. Have you heard from Phil as how is he doing? Over.
Yeah, I did. He checked in here earlier, and he sounded perfect. And I said, how you feeling? He said, oh, I feel a lot better. So it took him about 3 days, but he's really on the mend. I wouldn't know he even had anything, and he'll be there tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. That's sure good. Thank you for giving me the good news on that. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, well, I'll get out of the way. I know John's waiting out here, and Darren was on earlier, but I'm not sure if he's going to make it or not. So I'll get out of the way, step aside, say good evening to one and all, and we'll see you the next time around, KO6 Kitty.
Okay, well, we'll probably see you in the morning. I don't expect to be off my schedule yet in the morning, so we'll be back on it. We got up late this morning, and the same thing Saturday morning. We missed a window both times. I missed everything on Saturday morning. I didn't even get in the shack till 10 o'clock. Overslept. Okay, let's see. Darren, I wonder if you're there. We'll log you in since Bill said you were there. KJ6 KFB, K6MYC.
AJ6QF.
Couldn't seem to hear me tonight. Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756 for the official check-in.
I hear you, 756, and good to have you. Thanks very much for checking in here, Darren. Good to hear you. Not real strong, and we also heard George, AJ6 Queen Lima coming over the top of you there. Good deal. Back to you for your final, if there's anything. Otherwise, we'll just move on here. KJ6KFB 756. Go ahead, K6MYC.
Well, the 220 transmitter parts are due in middle of this week, so not this week, but maybe the following week we might be back on 220. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Got my fingers crossed. KJ6, KFB, carry on.
Yeah, good. Well, we'll be welcoming you back onto 220. Hopefully everything gets fixed and it works okay. 73, Darren. Now, AJ6 Queen Lima. Go ahead, George, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and Judy. My Bozo number 1031, 1031, and yeah, just had a guest here, one of the bike riders. I go on bike rides every Sunday, and he came for a quick dinner, so that was nice. Back to you, AJ6Q.
Okay, very good, George. Glad you have some company for dinner there. I know you don't have that very often with the wife in the rest home there. Very good. I'm glad that you got a different weekend under your belt there. Good to hear from you. Nice strong signal tonight, George. AJ6 Queen Lima for your final, and then we'll pick up John, KR6MR, K6MYC.
Yeah. I went by the care home and fed my wife there. It was always good. So that I always combine that. So yeah. All the best to you, Mike, and good to talk to you. And all the best to Judy. AJ6 clear.
Thank you very much, George. KR6MR, John, go ahead. K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the group. K6MYC, KR6MR, Bozo 759.
Yeah, got you, John. Not real bodacious, but certainly in there. And I see you made it up the stairs again, so looks like you've got that stairway thing under control there. Good to hear you. And, of course, we'll look for you. Hopefully we'll have some decent conditions. We could have some really, really good conditions on 1296. I hate to make predictions, but it could be good, and it should be good. Let's put it that way. So we got our fingers crossed on that one. KR6MR in Meadow Vista, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike, I'll be looking for you tomorrow night on 6 and Tuesday on 1296. And, today, let me see, it was 71.7 degrees for a high today. It was very, very nice.
Yeah, everybody seemed to be in the 70s somewhere. I know we were in the 70s, but didn't look at the temperature specifically. But we know we were up there, and it was nice to feel that, and it's going to get even warmer over the first part of this next week. I had a little rain yesterday, just a tiny sprinkle of rain. I was trying to finish up a repair of a tractor, and I was having no end of fits and broken spindles and broken belts and this, and I just got everything sort of half started and half analyzed, and I realized I had a broken spindle, and about that time it started to rain, so that was the end of my day. I was very frustrated when I came in the house. Over.
Yeah, that can happen. I had a few drops here, but that was it. Nothing that would cause any issue. I was doing some painting today, so, well, it was a good day to paint.
Okay. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night on 6, and of course I'm jumping the gun on it. I was excited about the 1296 thing. I know I could always work you at 6. But I was thinking of 1296. Sure. 7-3 for now, John. KR6MR, K6MYC, and I'll look for the Reading boys.
Yeah, I think Reading's right there right now. I can hear some CW.
That's Nevada.
Oh, they're pushing. Okay. Anyway, 73s. Let's see tomorrow, Mike.
Okay. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC. Now pointing at you, Larry. How copy?
K6MYC, K6MYC, November 7 Whiskey Tango. Be advised, Brazil, Ecuador, Mexico, all in on 6 meters right now, FTA, over.
Yeah, no, we heard that. Frank worked quite a few of them, too. He worked Norfolk Island, VK9, ZL, Venezuela. Some rare country stuff was in there today, over.
Yeah, also yesterday was VP8NO out of Falkland Islands, over.
Yeah, that's what it was. He got him today, though.
Okay, anyway, I was seeing all that on there too, but right now I'm trying to work a guy in Brazil. So anyway, you guys go ahead. I just thought I'd send a little CW to let you know I'm out of here. And 7WT.
Yeah. It was interesting to hear Venezuela on with all the disturbance politically with Venezuela. I'm surprised. But there is a good contingency of good conservative hams there. I met quite a few of them when I spent some time down there on Aves Island. And they were on the expedition with me and about 10 other guys. It was, went to Aves Island and I operated 6 meters and 2 meters. Did some moon bounce on both of those bends. And met a lot of good friends in Venezuela there, but the political season hasn't gotten any better down there. But I'm sure those guys are still there, and they're just putting up with the crap. So it's good to hear them back on the air and on 6 meters and stuff. Thanks for the report, Larry, and good to hear you here on 2 meters. Do it more often, please. N7WT K6MYC.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, kind of worried this other thing too going on now. But please check in again. 7373 N7WT.
How you doing, Larry? N7WT. This is KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, N7WT. And Mike, I don't know what you guys are over here. Mike's 5'9", you're 5'8". Good signal. N7WT.
Okay, Larry, thank you for the signal report. Yeah, Mike and I have the same amp we're using. Back to net.
That's right. Yeah, it's trying to fade down now. 73, and 7WT.
Okay. I don't know if Daniel's going to be in there or not. I haven't heard Daniel all week. KE7UQL, Daniel, are you in there tonight?
Roger, KE7UQL272, over.
Boy, you're strong compared to Larry. My goodness, Larry's way out in the mud there, but you're strong. Great to hear you. I'm hoping you're okay. We missed you on 2 or 3 in a row there. Okay?
You're 5'9" here, N7WT.
Oh, there you are. Now you're back.
Okay, yes. If I missed a night or two, it was because of high winds, over.
Okay, high winds. Well, I figured it had to do something to do with weather. I'm glad you weren't sick or something. That's good. Let's see, Rob, are you copying Daniel?
You betcha. How you doing, Daniel? KE7UQL. This is KM6SRR.
Roger, KM6SRR. 5'9" signal, over.
Roger, thank you, Daniel. Yeah, this radio doesn't do very good on the S number, so I'm hearing you clear. That's all that counts, I guess. Over.
Roger, thank you.
Okay, the other one we had in here, Larry and Daniel, the other night, when you guys didn't show up, guess who showed up? N7 Victor Alpha Zulu. N7 VAZ, so maybe he's in there again tonight. I'm going to swing a little bit more to the north. I'm a little bit beyond that. Oops. No, I was in the right place. Let's see if he's in there tonight. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, N7 VAZ, K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Over. I don't hear him there. Do you guys hear him?
I don't hear him down here. I don't even know where the guy is. I don't know him, over.
Well, he's north of you somewhere. I think he's almost in Reno. But somebody told me where he was. I think Richard knew who he was and knew where he was located, but of course we can't ask Richard. So we'll have to just live with it. But I did check him in, and he has, I think his number is 1193 or something. He's way up there. He's the last check-in, I believe, or something. Anyway, good. I'll give him kudos for even checking in. That was amazing that I could hear him. But that was one of those nights that neither one of you were there. He was the only one that checked in. So give him an extra point for that, Larry. Over.
Okay, well, good for that. But I heard Richard talking about him, but I don't know the fellow. I think he is up by Reno.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's got a very big station either, so I was quite pleased to be able to work him. He wasn't Q5, but I got the call, and I got his Bozo number and everything, so it was a reasonably decent contact, even though it was weak. 73s to you, Daniel, and we'll see you guys perhaps tomorrow on 222, maybe. That would be wonderful if we hear you on 222, Larry. N7WT, KE7UQL, and others, K6MYC, 73.
If I can remember to get out here, I'll see if I can do that. N7WT, 73.
Okay, 73, Larry. Thank you.
KE7YC, KD7UQL. Okay, we'll see what we can do. 73.
73, Daniel. Okay, I'm going to go back to Reading. I missed the Reading boys here. Okay, let's go to Reading. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6SW, or KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sierra, or Kilo Delta 6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC, calling and standing by. Over.
Well, top of the evening to you there, Mike. This is KD6 Shortwave in Reading, number 145.
145 is strong and good. Good to hear you, Rich. And you should be getting some good weather up there now, huh?
Well, yeah, it was beautiful today. I sat out in the lawn chair today underneath my tower and soaked up some sunshine. And I guess it's supposed to get up to about 83, I think, tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Springtime is here.
Yeah, that's what we hear. We passed the solstice, and we moved right on into spring there, didn't we? Very good. Good to hear you. Let's see if Jerry's in there tonight. Jerry, I wonder if you took advantage of the beautiful weather with an outside barbecue today. KO6HS, KO6HS, K6MYC.
Roger, KO6HS 230. Yes, we were outside, had a great, good day today, did a lot of work outside, and was 81 we saw over here, so took advantage of that, and we're outside most of the day, so yeah, it's looking better, but they're saying we're going to get some rain later on, so it's not here for good, but it's a good start. Over.
Okay. We got a little rain yesterday out of nowhere. It wasn't predicted until we finally went online and saw it, and they said, oh, yeah, it's a 50% chance it's going to rain, and we're watching the drops come down. It didn't rain much, but it did rain enough to get you wet if you stayed out for 5 or 6 minutes. It was only about a 10-minute rain. But it was unusual, and we were not expecting it. And I was hustling to get everything put underneath the covers. I'd left all the lawn tractors out and all that stuff because I wasn't planning on having any rain. Anyway, we're looking forward to the 80-degree stuff this week there. Good to hear you, and I'm glad you had wonderful weather up there a day ahead of us. KO6HS for your final, and up to Rich, K6MYC.
Roger. Yep, we're definitely looking. Got the spring fever, so we're looking for more of it. So we'll be ready here. Keeping the pool chlorinated. Trying to head off the green pool. So we got a head start on that, and we can't wait. Always like the warm weather. We'll see you later, KO6HS. Absolutely clear. Shoot it over.
Okay, I heard somebody else in there. I don't think I could copy it. Could somebody relay who that was? Somebody made a comment. I don't think it was Rich, but maybe it was. Rich, take it up. We'll put the final on it. KD6 Sugar Whiskey for your final. K6MYC. Over.
Yeah. Okay. KD6 Sopping Wet. Yeah, it's a nice day. All my little seedlings are beginning to stick their heads up out of the dirt, so I'll be Looking forward to a nice garden planting here in a couple of weeks. Things are looking good. Anyway, that's about it. 7-3, Mr. Mike. We'll see you later. KD6 sopping wet. Ready.
Okay, and we'll look for you on 6 meters tomorrow. Last week we heard you when I was pointed toward the Bay Area, and we went up your way, and I lost you. But we did get you checked in last week. Rich, over.
Yeah, I only heard you that one time there when I checked in, and then after that you just disappeared. So anyway, at least I made the trip. You know, that's 9/10 of the battle. Over.
Yeah, no, you were really loud, and it must have been some kind of a short skip or a meteor or an airplane or something, because you were really loud for about 13, 15 seconds there. And I thought, wow, this is good. So I quickly spun up toward you, and you just weren't there at all. Okay, 7-3. Thanks for being there as always, guys. KO6HS, KD6SW, K6MYZ. 7-3.
7-3. So long, Mike.
Roger. Okay, anybody else while I'm pointed towards Sacramento? We're missing 132 and 849 and a bunch of others. K6MYC, Bozo Net.
WA6HNA 1013.
1013, WA6HNA. Good evening, Greg. Not real strong here, but I'm probably not pointed right for you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's cycling. You go in between 5 over S9 down to like S2. So, hey, I've got a pair of phased HO loops up and running. So this is on the Yagi. Let me do a quick antenna switch here. Okay, and this is on the HO loops, let's see, what was I going to say? Anyway, I'm not sure if there's a whole lot of difference or not, but you're maybe about 2 S units quieter or lower on the HO loops, but the Yagi, I'm not sure, is pointed quite your way either, and it's just fixed up on a pole still. Back to you.
Yeah, well, do a couple of more swaps back and forth with 5 or 6 seconds on each one, because that'll give us a chance to see if there is. I didn't hear much difference. In fact, the whole loop sounded fine. So give us 4 or 5 swaps with 10 seconds on each one. Over.
Okay, yeah, this is the HO loop, testing 1, 2, 3, and I'm seeing the same thing. As a matter of fact, what I'm finding is when you go through a fade on the Yagi, the HO loops typically pick you up. So I can play that game. Let me switch now to the Yagi. Standby. Okay, Whiskey Alpha 6, Hotel November Alpha on the Yagi, and just a 9-element, by the way. It's a 9-element loop-fed array, and currently it's only up about 20 feet or so. We'll work on that here later on this week, and I'm going to switch back again to the HO loops. Okay, here we go. We're back on the HO loops. Whiskey Alpha 6, Hotel November Alpha, Groveland, California. And, oh, by the way, on the HO loops, when you were talking to Rich and Jerry up there in Redding, for a while I was picking them up on the HO loops. It's 220 miles away, so I was pretty impressed. Anyway, one more time to the Yagi. Okay, we're back on the Yagi there, Mike. Testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. All right, Mike, back to you, WA6HNA.
Okay, very good. Well, the whole loops are always more stable, less fading, less flutter, and they're always at least as strong as the Yagi, and sometimes stronger. So it may be that are they up higher than the Yagi or what?
Yeah, currently they're about 8 feet higher than the Yagi. Not quite 10, maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 feet. So, yeah, just a little bit higher.
All right, they're certainly doing the job. I mean, if you didn't tell me you were switching, I would not know. Over.
Okay, well, very good. Yeah, I'm talking to you on the loops right now. And my observation was the same as yours. On the HO loops don't seem to have the fading. And I'm kind of wondering if that's because we're bouncing off of rocks between you and me. So, I also heard the guys up in Nevada just fine on the HO loops, no problem. They were Q5. Sacramento is really strong. ISO is like, he's like 10 over S9 here with the HO loops. So, anyway, pretty impressive little setup there, Mike. You have a good product there. WA6HNA.
Yeah, particularly if you got a little elevation. I've worked With a pair of those, I worked all the way from Redding to Fresno one time in my mobile. I was up in Redding, and I had a friend that has a place that has about a 200-foot elevation advantage, and I was in his driveway, and I worked a friend of mine down here in the Fresno area, Jack, and we had a good QSO. I mean, it wasn't just a fluttery quickie, it was a real QSO with rag chewing back and forth. So they do work when you get the right conditions. Up and down the valley, it's really, really good. And I had some power. I was running about 300 watts in the car, which also helped. Anyway, thanks for the report and the checks. It was good. You obviously can use those as a backup or whatever you have planned. Hi. 73 WA6HNA with the group K6MYC. Thanks, Greg.
KM6SR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Hello, Rob. Yeah, I was hearing Greg barely. Sounded better on the whole loops. The Yagi had a little warble on it. Over.
Okay, you just came up on the Yagi, Rob, so is this a little bit better on the Yagi? Now I'll go back over to HO loops. Okay, here's the HO loops now. Back to you.
Oh, now they sound pretty much the same. Maybe a slight bit clearer on the HO loops. Over.
Okay, I'm on the HO loops now, and you just took a bit of a fade, but so it might be a little hard to hear me. But
BBS.
I'll let you guys continue on. I do have the solar system is all signed off by the county and everything, and I haven't paid PG for any electricity for about 3 or 4 days now.
Oh, wonderful. Good news on that. Stand by a second, Greg, W6BBS. Go ahead.
Yeah, Greg, if you can copy me. I'm at a higher elevation, and I got a little clearer shot in your direction than these other guys. And for me, your Yagi is 1S unit stronger, and your whole loops, sometimes you fade off into the noise. Anytime you're on the Yagi, you're on the S meter, and I hear you a little better. So it's just all about where you're at and the conditions. Over.
Okay, Frank, yeah, I'm going to give you exactly the same report. You're stronger if I'm on the Yagi, and the HO loops are maybe an S unit weaker, and you did take a fade on the HO loops as well. So, yep, it's exactly reciprocal, and I'm running about 300 watts right now.
Oh, Roger, I'm only running the stock 100. I'm not running any power, but I'm sitting in a real good location, and my antenna is looking off in your direction. The first thing that's in their way is about 7-8 miles away.
Okay, well, very good, Frank. Yeah, I've got about a mile and a half south of here between you guys and me. I've got a ridge that's up about 500 feet above me, so that's where I have to deal with trying to talk to you guys. Sacramento works really well, even up to Redding, apparently. but yeah, down to the Fresno greater area, I've got to go over a ridge that's all knife edge.
You need a 500-foot tower.
Yeah, there you go, 500-foot tower. Okay, very good. W6BBS, back to net.
Loops sound great here.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil. Give him a report on the Yagi versus the whole loops. He's probably better on the whole loops because the Yagi isn't pointed at you.
Yeah, the loops are great. The Yagi's great. He's pegged my meter either way. WB6GGY.
Yeah. So actually, Mike exactly pegged it on that one. I'm pointed down towards Mike, and it's just fixed right now. A temporary setup on the Yagi. But yeah, you're about let's see, looks like probably about 15 dB stronger on the loops right now.
You sound great.
Talking about Phil or me?
Oh, Phil. Yeah, he's sort of off to the side of the Yagi is the problem.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Okay. Very good. Good check, and thank you for trying those antennas. I think you'll find them to be quite useful in certain situations.
what I like about them so far, by the way, is if I'm aimed at one person and you're talking to different people around, I can sometimes pick up the other people because without moving my Yagi around.
Yeah, like the guys in Nevada, you didn't have to switch, but you could hear them on the whole loops just fine. That's good. All right. Thanks much, guys. I think we're just about done with the net. I came back to get the boys in Redding. We've already done the Nevada fellows, of course. So we'll stop by the Bay Area one more time for late checks and missed, and I think we've got it wrapped up for the night. See, Judy might make a count here. Going to the Bay Area. 7-3's Phil and Greg.
All right, have a good night, Mike.
7-3.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, W6BBS.
Are you going to turn the beacon on?
No, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to take care of a couple other things.
Oh, a couple, huh? Okay, boy, oh boy.
I'm going to water the tree and then cut it down.
Okay.
I thought he was going to water a couple different grass patches over.
Okay, Bay Area, Bozo Net. Late checks are missed. Where's everybody up there in the Bay Area tonight? Are you guys finally slowing down and coming in out of the backyard? K6MYC, Kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee, Charlie. Bozo Net, Bay Area, late checks are missed, please. Over. How about you, Gary, WB6WNI? You ought to be done with dinner now. WB6JNN, K6KLY. WA6AXX, maybe. I guess we aren't going to get anybody in the Bay Area. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. How about you, Mike? Boy, when they go AWOL, they all go on the same night. Must be a big bowling night or something. Okay, we got a light night going here, Rob. We're about 10 short. But a lot of that could have been helped by just the San Joaquin Valley boys. They're missing. We got most everybody in course gold, but except for Dan and Dane. 30, what'd you say, 37? 33. 33, Rob.
Yep, I got 33 also, KM6 SR.
Wonderful. All right, guys, good night. Aaron, if you're listening, 73s. Hopefully they fix your cable and you'll be back into the real world of technical things in the morning, and you can do your job without having to drive to work. K6USY in the group, 73 to you. Frank, do you think you'll be down here tomorrow, Frank? Well, Frank said he's going to be back in a couple minutes. Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go to work tomorrow anyways. I'm due to be down in Visalia, but yeah, it's a pretty funny thing. If I drive a mile in any direction from my neighborhood, my cell phone works, but our local cell site is down, along with all the the residential connections. So yeah, we're just living in a little black hole over here.
Boy, that is a literal black hole when you lose everything like that. Cell sites usually on a different cable and everything totally different, totally independent from your internet, isn't it?
Not in this case, because I have AT&T fiber at my house, so we're basically on the exact same service that's feeding the cell site, and apparently it's in the same cable.
I see. Okay. All right, we're out of here. We're both tired. We're going to go back in and maybe find a little dessert somewhere and try to calm ourselves down from the day. Not that it was that wild a day, but Judy never did get outside except for just little short jaunts. She was working in the house all day doing something. She's got all these chores that she's always doing. They're pretty important, I'll tell you that. Good thing that she's doing some of them, because otherwise I wouldn't have any underwear. 73's guys, K6MYC. Frank, are you back?
I am back, and, Mike, we appreciate that you'd like to give us lots of information, but there are certain tidbits we just don't need to know about.
The fact that she does the wash occasionally and my underwear happen to be in it?
Yeah, we don't need to know anything about your underwear, sir, if you don't mind.
The vision is something else, Mike.
Okay.
That's nothing, Rob. Walk around the corner and catch him in the pool.
No, I don't do that because Judy might be with him.
All right. Good night, Guy. What I asked you, Frank, is you think you'll be down here tomorrow? How's the back doing?
I am walking straight, and I'm getting better. I do plan on coming down. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, but that's at 9:30. And after I get that out of the way, I plan on coming down, bringing you some gas, and putzing around. I'm not going to do a lot, no heavy lifting. I got to walk slow. Every 5 feet, if I just do my feet just a little bit wrong, my back goes into spasm and it tries to pop back out. And so I just got to be careful. But I'm going to come down. I'm going to bring a computer down for the shack in the barn and so on and so forth. Over.
Okay. Yeah, I got a couple little things also that you could fix. I got a little piece of electronics that you could put a new bridge on in the shack too. You can sit here and do that if you feel up to it. All right. See you in the morning then, probably closer to noon. Take care. Good night, Rob. Good night, Frank. Good night, Aaron. Good night, everybody else that's listening on the stream. K6MYC, Central California, Delta Mike 07 will be clear and gone.
Okay, well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. I am going to shut the stream down. This is W6BBS.
Thanks, Frank. I owe you one. K6USY.
Hey, you got lucky. I was already out here in the shack. I was already loosened up and was going to come play radio a little bit. For some reason, I was thinking it was Monday, and I had a net at 8:30 on 6 meters. But anyways, I was here, got it done, and that's all that's important, and not a problem. Anytime I can be of service. W6BBS.
Yeah, we're going to go act like it's the early 90s and there's no internet. K6USY. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Aaron. K6USY. Good night, Frank. W6BBS. I'm going to be listening while I do the log stuff. Maybe I'll get John. I think I'll try for Eddie down in Bakersfield.
Good night.